put myself in a situation where I could get hurt like that. When I was in a relationship with my partner, there were things that I could see that they had the potential of hurting me. They had the potential of doing this and doing that. And I chose to stay regardless. I chose to see the good in the person. And I chose to love them even at their lowest, even at this, even at that. But when now the relationship ends, the other person becomes bitter and is like, oh, I did this, I did. Are we on? Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Sit Downs with Rafile, and I am your girl, Rafile Raborifi. I told you guys that you'll be seeing more of me, and I meant exactly that. And I'm so proud of myself. I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys have been good. I hope you guys have been very kind to yourselves and more kinder to other people. It's important that we promote kindness, okay? And especially during this time because it's hectic out there. This GBV stuff and all the difficulties that women and men are experiencing because GBV means gender based violence. And women have it difficult. And it's so sad to see even our government leaders, like rejecting the movement and all of that. But my prayers for everyone who is just having it hard right now, currently. And yeah, I know how it is. I can relate. I can understand. I have been there myself. I'm not going to talk about that because I might start crying. But my prayers and my love goes out to everyone who is a victim, everyone who has experienced sexual violence, everyone who has experienced abuse in any form or shape. My prayers goes out to all of you, and I know that it's so easy for you to say when you are on the outside looking in that why are you not saying anything, why are you silent, why this, but it's very easy that the person who's experiencing that find themselves in a position where they feel like it is their fault that they're experiencing what they're experiencing, and they've been manipulated and gaslighted to the point that they think they are in the wrong. So it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of healing, it takes strength to get in a position where you finally be like, you know what, I don't deserve this. This is not fair. And I am choosing to speak up and using my voice and, sharing with others your experiences. So my prayers goes out to everyone who is just going through a tough time and everyone who is around people who have or are experiencing abuse. It's so tough when you don't know how to support someone because you are in a position where you feel like, I mean, you can just easily get out, but they are in a position where they don't see that. You and them don't see things the same. So I pray that God will give you guys the patience to just be patient with them and continue supporting them, continue praying for them, and continue walking with them and holding their hand. If one thing, I know how it is to easily feel alone, naked, not seen. Yeah. And that's, yeah. I hope I hope you guys are good. Other than that, other than the crisis that we are going through as a country, I hope you guys are good. And on to today's episode, I just want us to have a conversation. I just want us to sit and, talk, man, because I did share that on these episodes, I'm going to be sharing about what I've learned. I'm going to be sharing about my experiences and the things that I feel like I've realized or I've learned during the year 2025 because it's been a lot. Firstly, I must say I did say that this year really changed my perspective on prayer, my perspective on my relationship with God. And one thing that it helped me and I've learned is that my healing is my responsibility. I know a lot of you don't like to hear that, but that's the truth. I did share that I was going through a heartbreak because of a breakup for me. You know, when you feel like you've done all you can, you've given someone the best of you, you've done this, you know, you've tried to be the best person that you can be, and it still didn't work out, and you feel like they wasted your time. You feel like they've wasted your money, they've wasted this, they wasted that, because money is not the only thing that people lose when a relationship ends. You might find that the only thing that you bring to the relationship is money and nothing else, which means the other person loses more because you can still get money, you can still make money back. And I know that that's also something that we don't want to hear, but we're not there. So, one thing 2025 has taught me is that my healing is my responsibility. I know when we're healing, we're looking for someone to blame. I was having a conversation with my uncle, if I should say, on a weekend, and he said he feels like a lot of people are not healed because people don't know how to heal. And I was like, wow, okay. Yeah, it got me thinking for a moment, and I'm like, and I feel like one of the reasons or the contributing factors that leads to why people don't necessarily know how to heal is because when you are going through a traumatic experience and you're going through something heartbreaking, you're going through something very difficult that is requiring you to heal from, you're looking for someone to blame. It feels much more easier when you have to escape the responsibility that it is yours. Healing is for you. You need to heal for yourself, not for the other person. And that's the one mistake that we think that we make. We think that when we're healing for other people. Yes, it helps you to be the best version of yourself, but you need to know that you're doing it for yourself. And your healing is your responsibility. And I feel like one thing, I'm always on the one things. I feel like one thing that's not also helping us in terms of healing is that we don't want to take accountability that we've put ourselves in a position where we are experiencing what we are experiencing. And hear me when I say this. You know the saying that we teach people how to treat us? That is very right. That is very correct. And I feel like a lot of people downplay that because we feel like, that's so cliche, but that is very true. Because if I am in a relationship with you and you do something to me, or I see the red flags and you do something and you apologize, and then I decide to forgive you, then that means I'm saying I am okay with putting myself in a position where I can get hurt like that again. So it means I've given the person permission to hurt me. I always say this to my little sister. I'm like, when you love someone, love them for you. You know, we make the mistake that when we give and when we love people, we expect them to reciprocate and love them like us. But one thing about me is that I know I'm a lover girl. I know there are things that I would do for love that the next person won't necessarily do them. So if I'm in a relationship with you, before I start learning your love languages and, going out of my way to show you love in the way that you will see it, I love you for me. Because if I am a lover girl and love is in me and I will do all that I want to do and give all that I want to give at that moment, when we break up, trust me, I did not lose anything because I was exactly who I was and I did exactly what I wanted to do. And I showed up exactly how I would want to show up, even in my next relationship. Some of us, we love people as though we're doing them a favor. And when they don't reciprocate the love how we are doing, we get angry because you are doing so that the next person receives you, sees you. In a way, you are using your love as a manipulation to get them to stay with you. And that is self sabotaging. But as I have said, if you choose to forgive your partner and you moving forward with them, either they cheated or they lied or they did this, and you decide that you're going to stay, you have made a decision that you're going to stay, and it is okay for them to hurt you that way that they did. And trust me, possibilities are they might do it again. And if you're choosing to forgive and forget and continue with the person without having any form of proof that they have changed, then you must know that you have given them the permission. You have literally taken your heart and you've placed it in their hands to say, I am okay with you hurting me like this. And for me, I always feel like when we take on the responsibility to love, when I love someone, when I choose to love someone and I choose to show up for them, then that means I'm opening myself up for hurt because it might go any other way. It's a gamble. So, one thing I've learned is that my healing is my responsibility because I put myself in a situation where I could get hurt like that. When I was in a relationship with my partner, there were things that I could see that they had the potential of hurting me. They had the potential of doing this and doing that. And I chose to stay regardless. I chose to see the good in the person. And I chose to love them even at their lowest, even at this, even at that. But when now the relationship ends, the other person becomes bitter and is like, oh, I did this, I did that for you, I did this. You did that because you wanted to. Unless if you did it because you were trying to keep me. So, what I'm saying is, when you do for people, do because that's what you want to do. If you feel like you don't want to go the extra mile, then don't go the extra mile. But if you're going the extra mile in order to keep someone, then that is using your love as a manipulation. And when you do that, trust me, you are going to get bitter. You are going to be bitter. They are going to leave you. They're not going to love you and show up the way that you want them to show up because you are doing that and you're going to get bitter. Your healing is your responsibility. You need to take accountability for the fact that you've put yourself in a position where someone can hurt you and you've allowed them. Because when they do something and they apologize and you forgive them and they do it again and you forgive them, that means you're saying, I am choosing that I want my heart to be broken like this over and over again. And it's not a nice thing to hear because we're always looking for someone to blame. Hey, my ex wasted my time. Hey, you were in that relationship because you wanted to be there. And it was a gamble. It was either going to work or it was not going to work. There was no guarantee that it was going to work. And there was no guarantee that you're going to receive love the way that you give love. So it is important that we are self-aware to the point that we know, we look and we see. Because I always say this, I always said this to my ex, that people then don't take long to reveal who they truly are. You can pretend for a certain time, manipulate me all you want with your love, your affection. I'm this kind of person, I'm this kind of person. But you will not be able to keep that up for long. Eventually, people show you who they are. We're just choosing to see what we want to see and ignoring what we don't want to see. And at the end, that ends up biting us. That ends up costing us. Now, when we're healing, it is so difficult for us to let go because you keep having regrets, of how you showed up. Let me say this, I don't know if it's going to make sense. You are choosing to show up as Refilwe. Refilwe is this kind of person. Refilwe is this. Refilwe is that. Refilwe is bubbly. Let me put it into context. Refilwe is bubbly. Refilwe is this sweet, loving person. This, that. You're not going to be sweet to someone in order for them to just like you. You are sweet because naturally that's who you are. And if someone is not sweet to you or is treating you the way that you treat them, it's sad, but it takes away nothing from you because you were showing up exactly like who you are. You were showing up naturally and you were not pretending. So our problem is, as I said, we love people and we expect them to love us the same. If I'm going to put you on the same pedestal as me, then that is unfair because, as I said, there are things that I would do that you wouldn't do, and the things that you would do that I wouldn't do. So now it's unfair for you also to place me in the same pedestal as to say, show up as I show up. So let's start to take responsibility where we need to. There was this other person that I was seeing years back, and he said to me, I'm not going to be able to make you happy if you're not happy. And I felt like, how could you say that when you're my boyfriend? And now I know exactly what he meant. And I hope that you also someday will remember what I say when I say your healing is your responsibility. Because the way that you're feeling, the pain that you are experiencing, you really did put yourself in that place to experience that. Yes, we get in relationships with people hoping for the best, expecting the best, seeing that, oh no, I hope things work out. I hope things end in marriage. And it goes both ways with your sister, with your cousin, with your friends. There are things that you will do for your friend that your friend wouldn't necessarily do for you. And it's okay if they don't show up like that. Don't go around bashing your friend, being like, hey, I went all the way out for them and they never did that. You did that because you wanted to. Do that because you want to. Do it because it makes you feel good and it makes you happy to see the people that you love happy. But if you're doing it, guys, to manipulate people, it's not going to work. Like people who use money on people to lure them to stay with them or to get them to like them back. When the person don't act the way that you thought that they would act or show up the way that you thought they would show up, then you get hurt and you feel like, I wasted my money on you. I did this, I did that, I did that, because you were using it as a form of a weapon. You were manipulating me. You were trying to get me to stay because of the money. But now that it did not work, you feel betrayed. You feel let down. You feel like you were played, but you put yourself in a position to be played. Yes, my relationship ended. I was sad, but more than anything, I did not have any regrets. Yes, that opened my eyes into saying your healing is your own responsibility. But I never held my ex to the same standard as I did. I did not expect her to show up how I showed up. Yes, I would expect you to love me in my love languages and how I want to be loved so that I can feel the love, because it does it does you anything if I'm going to love you and you don't see or you don't receive the love. So that's why I'm saying that before you start learning people's love languages and going all out to show them that you love them for you. Love them because that's who you are. Love them because you are knitted in love. Love them because that's what you want to do. Don't, y'all are using love for the wrong reasons. And all the resources, whether attention, money, support in any form or shape, you are using it wrong. And when things backfires, because they will. Now we cry a river. And I feel like it's unfair, you know, on yourselves mostly, because you knew that person showed you who they are. Your friend showed you what kind of a friend they are. Your sister, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife. And you just kept choosing to see good. Now that you are tired of seeing something that's not there or seeing something that they don't want to show up as, you feel like you want to blame them. Take accountability. You stayed, you endured, you accepted that behavior from them. You made it look like it's okay. You made space for them and their toxicity in your life. And that is what they mean when they say that you teach people how to treat you. If someone does you dirty once and you feel like this is not the behavior that I want to take, then move along. It's okay to start again, guys. It's okay. You're not uh, kidding. You're not chained to that person. It's okay to start again. Go out there, move along, move away from them, heal from what they did to you, and move on. And make the decision that you're not going to take or accept that behavior from anyone else. But if someone does you something and they apologize and you choose to forgive them and you choose to stay with them, because you can forgive someone and move on with your life, but you can forgive and also decide to stay. So if you decide to stay, then you must know that there are chances that they're going to do it again. And if they do, when you're hurt, take accountability for the fact that you've put yourself in a position where that person can hurt you. That's my 2 cents. That's what I've learned. And it was not an easy truth that I had to like swallow. It was not an easiest pill, but it really helped me. And it also helps in giving the other person grace. I mean, they were who they were. They were who they have shown you that this is who I am. And you just chose to not see that and see what you wanted to see. And it's unfortunate. You can only show up and love people, you know, as you can. If you can't take it anymore, then move. But when you move, don't move with the bitterness. Don't be that person who goes around bashing other people, telling others how much you did this for them, how much you did that. You did that because you wanted to. No one forced you. Okay? Yes, and it hurts. That's the truth. It hurts. It's breaking. It's heartbreaking that everything that you've invested your all in did not work up or did not yield the result that you wanted it to yield. But relationship is like that. It's like a gamble. It's a gamble. It's either it's gonna work or it's not gonna work. And we need to be okay with that. I feel like that's also one thing that's going to help us in terms of our healing. To be okay with the fact that when I get in a relationship, it might work, it might not work. And that's okay. Period. Okay. Your big sister or your little sister is talking here. And I hope that that would really be helpful to you guys because it has been really helpful for me. And that's something that I always teach my little sister. I'm like, no one owes you anything. You know, people choose to show up for you the way they show up because they care and they want to show up. But when they stop, that's still okay because that's the choice that they're making. They're not forced to. It's okay. It's good. It's nice to have people showing up like that. But people are not forced to be what you want them to be. And they choose who to be that for. And you need to be okay with that as well. Don't try and force or manipulate or gaslight people using your love and stuff for them to get them to stay with you. Because trust me, you're always going to need to be showing up as someone that you're not, proving yourself, doing more than you need to, just because you have to perform to keep them. So if you feel like you need to perform to keep someone in your life, run away from me, baby. Run away. Please. Okay. Yeah. So that is all from me. I hope you guys will be good. I hope you guys will continue to share the love. Okay. And God bless you. Pray that God will keep you. I pray that God will bless you. And yeah, let's spread the love. Don't allow your heartbreak to stop you from loving. Love is good. We are knitted in love. It is said that we love because He loved us. And he who knows love knows God. I'm not just talking about romantic relationships. I'm talking about even in friendships, even family, Let's It's okay, guys, to just allow yourself to love people and be good to them. Even if they're not good to you, it's still okay. Don't match energy. That's my advice from me. And you will heal. When you don't match energy, you will heal. When you match energy, baby, you need to go to counseling. I will see you guys on another episode. I hope you guys do get to enjoy this one. And don't forget to subscribe, follow our show on Spotify, and follow your girl on her socials. It is Refilwe Raburefi. That's how it goes. No underscores, nothing. Refilwe Raburefi. As simple as is. Thank you so much. I love you guys.